Howdy everybody. What does a farmer, an electric hedge trimmer, and an old-fashioned rose bush have to do with irrigation on a farm? Stay tuned to find out, and welcome to Monday the 17th of August. As I had mentioned earlier, we're looking at putting in a garden spot in the field in a little different location than what it used to be in. So right here is our irrigation that you've seen in a previous video. We are going to install a valve here to block water up for the gated pipe that we'll install here. And we will put a diversion in down here so that we can not only water going from this gated pipe north, but we can also run water north in a pipe and irrigate through gated pipe to the west. So you're wondering, what's this got to do with the hedge trimmer, the old-fashioned rose bush, and a fat farmer? I'll show you. Okay, what it is this metal riser right in here is going to get dug up and moved. Water comes in from the east, which is that way. And there's the first settling pond over here. There's the happy finger again. Water comes in that little pipe right there. And then there are two gates to control the water flow. One right there, the gate's open, and that water runs west. Well, you can't see it. That water runs west. And then this little gate right here that's down in the mud right there, here's the handle for it. It's about half stuck in the mud there. Anyway, that runs this way along the big old walnut trees. Yeah. So what I want to do is install this after I dig it up out there at the east end of that section of pipe that's on what I call the south side of the garden, or the uphill side. Water out there on that part of the land will run either north or west. That's why we're going to do the three-way valve thing here. We'll have gated pipe going that way to go water that way, and we will have gated pipe going that way to water that way. Yeah, it gives us all sorts of options, and that's what this thing is for. And that's why I'm chewing out all of this old rose bush right here, is so I can get in here and dig up the pipe. Anyway, all of that irrigation talk is probably as clear as mud to you folks, about like the mud in the bottom of this riser right here. That was put in years ago to divert water around, kind of sort of towards the pond and the creek is now, back when this was actually a working farm. Like I said, we're going to make a lot of changes here on the place and make stuff happen. Eventually what the game plan is to put pasture grass in our staging area, and possibly on the west side of the new driveway that goes out into the field, and turning that area into paddocks, and that will help keep dust and whatever down when we have our shows, and we can use those areas for parking. And then the rest of the field will be hay production and garden. Now, whether or not the garden is just going to be for family use or for a fresh market situation, that's yet to be seen, but that's why I'm putting in this riser to give us all sorts of options on that regard. All right, that is the 6-foot long or so piece of 6-inch PVC pipe that was in that northbound outlet for this riser. You can see it where it came out right there. Now there are more pipe. There's a pipe here on the east or west side, sorry, that runs towards the house and whatnot. That's about a 20-foot chunk or so. I'm not going to dig up the whole thing, so I'd like to get this part of the project done right now. So what we're going to do is right about in here, we're going to dig up that little rose bush plant right there, put it in a pot, sell it later. And I'm going to dig down to the pipe right there and cut it. And same with on the east side over there, right below that fork there, there's another one of these metal hub connections. And as soon as that pipe is cut all the way through on both sides there, I'm going to dig that up and around that as best I can and try lifting that whole assembly up out of there. Okay, you can see a little bit of that white pipe showing on both sides there of that riser. So what that means for me is just a little bit more digging, and then we're going to pull out a section of fence so we can get in here with Stinky and its lifting boom and try pulling this up out of the ground. But for right now, it's getting late in the day. It's getting super hot. This is one of the hottest weeks of the year, and it's not real good on an old fat kid, especially when he's got to go to work. So I got to head into town, so I'm going to leave this for tomorrow, and then we'll be back at this tomorrow. Cut that pipe out of there, as long as we got the power line out here for the or extension cord for the electric hedge trimmer, and we'll just cut that PVC and pull out that post right there, these 3 rails, and lift this whole thing up out of here if at all possible. Welcome back, everybody. It is the 18th of August. It's a beautiful Tuesday morning, and today I'm going to try cutting that PVC pipe that runs on either side of this riser out of here. And then you're all going to have to come with me because you're sitting on the fence that I'm going to take out. And we're going to try to lift this out of here with Stinky today and its lifting boom. So, we've got more coming. Hang on. I really don't like doing it this way because every time I do, I end up risking a chance of breaking one of these rails. Pretty much like that. I've already got some chains wrapped around the riser as a sling type of thing and hooked up to the lifting boom on the back end of Stinky. Now we'll see if Stinky's hydraulics has got enough oomph to lift that up out of there without me having to do a whole bunch of work to it. I guess it's stuck. I didn't take into consideration the amount of rosebush roots that have grown around that thing down low. So I'm going to have to do a little more digging on this side, I think, to get that up out of there. I'll put all that fence back together a little bit later. For right now, I want to get that thing in the yard where it belongs. Then I'll come back and redig the fence post hole and reset it. Okay, as you can see, the little hole that was created by that riser is filling full of water, which is what I wanted it to do, because that water will sub down into the roots for these walnut trees that are right here. Yeah, that one really needs it. It's going to have a lot of that dead trimmed out of it. Anyway, we're going to dig out that pipe line that runs along there, leave that as an open ditch. So hopefully there will be a lot more moisture getting to not only the walnut trees, but those pine trees down the line as well. So yeah, we got to keep everything green around here. On the way in here to look at this riser, I stopped and got the mail. I got a official tree survey for the state of Idaho. Well, come to find out, it's one of those guys. Yeah, So I opened it up. Yeah, they're wanting me to do a survey, and then they promised to send me some free trees if I send them money. Last time I tried that trick, I got twigs, and not all of them have survived, and none of them are doing all that well, except for maybe 2 out of, what was it, 12? 10 or 12? So yeah, for 25 bucks, I'll go to town and buy a tree. Alrighty, there is pretty much where that riser is going to go, and in the orientation where it's going to go. This will be the feed pipe coming in. This one will be the pipe, the gated pipe running over to the driveway, and we'll put gated pipe in there so we can run water to the north out that way. And then this lug over here, or adapter, that's full of mud, we will throw in more gated pipe to run from here north, and we will be able to water from this line to the west. It's just giving us a bunch of options. I now know why Stinky was having such a hard time lifting that. This big blob of concrete right there hanging off the side, and underneath it, I forgot that thing was cemented in. So there's a bunch of concrete in the bottom of this thing, not to mention a ton of mud and other debris that I'm going to have to wash out. And then we'll dig a big old hole and set this in there, and then probably re-cement it. That concludes our little irrigation project for today. It's getting hot again. I got to go put the fence back together again, and yeah, we're waiting on a valve to come in down there by that wheel where that pipe is. If we put a valve on the other end of it, or stop it up at the other end, we're trying to run water here out of this gated pipe, all we're going to do is fill that pipe that goes down under the driveway full of sediment, and yeah, we don't exactly want that. So yep, we'll get the valves in and get all this plumbed together and put in and get it ready to go. So stay tuned for more. Thank you for watching, and as always, subscribe, hit the little bell icon, click on all so you can get notified every time we got a new video out, and don't forget to leave a comment or give us a thumbs up, thumbs down. That really helps with Google and their algorithms for whatever it is they do. So I'm Farmer Dave. We'll catch up with you later. Thanks for watching.